Hello, it's good to welcome you to our messy church this week. And how are you, Reverend Helen?
I'm good. Hello, everybody. Hello. I was trying to remember. What was it we did last week? Last time we were together.
Last time we did harvest, didn't we? Gave thanks for the harvest.
Oh, yes.
Remember, I went and collected all that rubbish that you didn't like. It was
I
a bit
did.
pommy,
The
but
smelly
yeah.
rubbish, yes. But this week, funnily enough, considering I couldn't remember, we're talking about...
Remembrance.
We are. We're doing remembrance today. In fact, we're going to be doing it for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's the season of remembrance. And I've got a memory game. So,
I like
how
a good game. I like a good game.
How good's your memory?
Terrible.
Okay.
I couldn't remember what we did last time at Messy Church.
I've got a tray of items.
Shall I show everybody?
If you want to show
I
everybody.
wondered what was under...
There we are, under
what
there.
was under the big white sheet there.
There we are. I've got a tray of items. Here we are. I'm going to pick them up. There we
Oh,
are.
yeah, okay. So
Now, you've got to look at them. So what we've
So
got.
shall we just have a look at these? Are you all right holding
Yep.
that, Anne? We've got a little cross there. There's a pair of glasses. A lighter. Ah,
Might need that
okay.
later.
Ball of wool. She's got a ball of wool. There's a pen hiding down there. I think that's rosemary, a sprig of
Yep.
rosemary. A little tea light. Got a tea light there. Pair of scissors. Ah. A bell. Oh, my favourite. Some chocolate. And have I mentioned the phone? Did you mean to put on there, or was I looking for the phone earlier?
You weren't looking for it, no,
Okay.
honestly. So
Alright.
there we are. So all those
So
things.
loads of stuff.
So yeah, you need to close your eyes.
Okay, I'm going to close
Close your
my
eyes,
I'm
and I'm going to take something off.
Yeah,
I'm going to move things round, so you know, and I'm going to. What one shall we take? We're going to take that
show
one.
everyone what you're going to
There we
put
are.
away, so I can't show.
Okay, so here we go.
Does everyone know what you've taken
Yep,
away?
everybody can see what I've taken
Apart from
away.
me.
And so here we go. You've got 5 seconds. 1,
No.
2, 3.
I know,
4.
it's the tea light.
It is well done. Oh, you've got a better memory than you thought.
that's
There we are.
brilliant.
There we are. Well, you can
That's
play that
brilliant.
game at home with many more interesting things than that we
That's
picked up
really
from around
good.
Helen. So it's really good to gather and think about remembering.
Yeah, no, it is. I was surprised actually, because when you said that game, I don't always remember. We've played that in Messy Church, and I don't always remember what it is that's gone. But there you go. Thank you for that, Anne. But we're going to talk about remembrance, not just today, but we're going to talk about remembrance at the next Messy Church as well. But we're going to look at 2 different types of remembrance. This time we're going to look at maybe people that we've lost.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe somebody that we loved and
Yeah.
we've lost them.
Or
Maybe
some
a grandparent
pets
or a
as
pet.
well. Yeah, absolutely. Or maybe something you've moved and you miss being where you were. So you
Yeah.
can remember those sort
Because
of things
you'd
as
miss
well.
friends, wouldn't you? Or
Yeah.
even maybe your old bedroom or something. I know it's silly, but lots of memories come from where you grew up and things. So if you've lost a pet or a grandparent, or you've lost friends because you've moved house or something like that, then those are the sorts of things we're going to
think
remember
about
today,
them.
aren't we?
Absolutely.
And then next time we're going to be much closer to Remembrance Day, Remembrance Sunday, when we all wear our poppies, and we'll be talking about specific remembering and what Remembrance Sunday and Remembrance Day, the 11th of November, really stands for. So we'll be talking about that next time, I think,
okay.
won't we?
And I think you're going to do a craft for us today.
Yeah, well, you promised me you'd bring me some little jars.
I brought some little jars. There we are.
There we go. Anne's brought me some jars. Now, I wonder if this is why I remembered the tea light, Anne, because I did ask you to put tea lights in as
them.
well. So these jars that we've got here, I don't know if you can see them, they're just, Anne's got a grandchild who still eats baby food. So these are one of the baby jars, but you could use any small jar. And very often when we talk about remembrance,
we light
light a candle. So we're making little candle holders for you to maybe put a light in. Now we've got ones that you can actually light.
Yep.
But you can get these little torch
The
ones
battery
as well,
ones,
can't
which
you?
are much safer.
Yeah.
But whatever you
So-
do, make sure it does actually fit in the top
Yeah.
of yours. These are quite small tops, but you can get much larger like jam
can.
jars. So
Yeah.
just something that you can put your
But you know,
light in.
when you put your light in there like that, they're not very exciting. So I decided that I would treat myself, and I have bought us.
Ooh, what's
I
in the
know,
bag?
What's in the bag?
Oh, wow.
Look, a nice new set of Sharpie pens. So I thought what we could do, Anne, is we could just decorate the sides of our jars so that they look really pretty when we light them.
Okay, yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it?
So I
I'm not
don't
very
know what you're going to do. I think I might draw some of that that rosemary on the side of mine, you know.
Oh, I don't think I'm very good at that, but
So
I
I'm
think I
going to
might
draw
try.
Big long spike there. I think rosemary's quite easy to draw. There we are. That's not bad actually. What have you gone for, Anne?
Well, I was trying to draw something, but it's. I probably need your nice dark green pen.
Okay, you
Actually,
can
that's
have this
probably.
one in it.
I'll try that.
Do you know the advantage of the Sharpies
Oh, that's better.
is that they do mark, and when you draw them on something like glass, they're not going to smudge off. You might have some paints that's good for drawing on, painting on glass as well, but do check. Normal pens probably wouldn't work on glass, and if you're going to use a proper tea light, you will need glass. If you're going to use a battery one, you could get away with a plastic container, couldn't you?
Absolutely.
You wouldn't have to have glass. Right, I need a purple one. I'm going to show everyone what I've drawn because I've just come up with another idea now, Anne.
What's that?
I am going to make a real version of what I've drawn on here because we had something nice and smelly on that tray, didn't we?
We certainly did. We had some rosemary.
So what I've drawn on mine, and if you can see, I've drawn a sprig of rosemary and I've put a purple ribbon around it. Now, I would obviously do that a lot more detailed. So it might look like a little window in church, mightn't it? A bit like our stained glass windows. Ah, you're putting poppies.
I was going
Anne's
to put a
putting
poppy.
poppies
I
on
was thinking
hers.
about that. We might use them next time.
So Anne, while you're just decorating yours so much better than me, because I keep saying Anne's more creative than I am.
I don't think so.
I thought what I might do is talk to you a little bit about rosemary, because what I've got here is a sprig of rosemary. You can always smell it. It smells lovely and it grows in lots of gardens. And we often think of this as the herb of remembrance. So sometimes when we do a service at this time of year, when we remember those people that we love, who maybe we've lost, we often remember it with a sprig of rosemary. And so that people feel it's a special sprig of rosemary, what we do, and I'll just do this now, is we just tie a little purple ribbon around it. Now, if you come into church, sometimes we have lots of purple decorations on our tables and where we do our readings and things. And often it is a time of reflection, a time to remember, a time when maybe we take a bit of time to think about other things, like when we get to Advent or when we get to Lent. So what I've done there, Anne, is I've just tied
a
little purple ribbon around my sprig of rosemary. And if we were able to have services of remembrance this year in church, we might give people one of those.
Oh, that'd be lovely,
to take away with a little purple ribbon. So there you are. Let me bring that up and you can have a little look. And that's often what we give people to remember somebody that they have.
That's really cool.
Loved.
That's very good. Yeah, brilliant.
So what have you done then, Anne?
Well, I put a sort of lavender and some poppies. And tried to do the rosemary, but your rosemary is much better.
Shall I show them so it's nice and closer, because I'm already up. So there's Anne's rosemary, there's her poppy. Her poppy's lovely there, really great poppies, and then there's a little bit of lavender as well. But you could do whatever you wanted to on your jars, and you could have a much bigger jar if you wanted to as well. And now I understand why there was a lighter on the tray as well, because we would light that candle in there.
Yes.
I'm not going to do that at the moment.
No, not at the moment. Might try that.
We could light those, and maybe next time we'll have them lit and ready.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that would be good.
So there you go. So there's our little tea lights. So we can light a candle to remember.
To remember, yeah.
Which we often do. And also our sprig of rosemary. Again, all about trying to remember, just ways to remember.
Absolutely, because it is important that we remember. And you know, when we've lost people we love, or situations where we want to remember them, sometimes it's quite sad, and we can feel quite worried about that. But bringing them to presence, into mind, is really good.
Yeah, and remembering them.
Remembering
them. Yeah. So you're going to read us a story.
Well, it's not a story
I've
like
got
we've
the
had
book.
before.
I've got the book.
Yeah, sadly, it's not one of those stories this time. But it is as equally good. It's a story. It's what Jesus actually said to his disciples. As Jesus was preparing to go to Jerusalem, they were worried about what was happening. They were worried. Times were looking really quite frightening for them.
And these were Jesus' closest
yeah,
friends,
these
weren't
were his
they, the
really,
disciples?
really closest friends, and they didn't know what was going to happen. And Jesus tells them not to worry. So I was going to read a passage from John's Gospel.
John's Gospel is one of the books that we often use for the stories that we tell you.
Yeah,
but this
absolutely.
Is a slightly
And you'll
different
know
one.
this one. I'm sure you'll know this. This is from John's Gospel in chapter 14. And he's talking to his closest friends, his really closest friends. And they are worried. And he says, don't let this worry you. You trust God, don't you? Trust me. There is plenty of room in my Father's house. If it weren't so, would I have told you that I am on my way to get a room ready for you? And if I am on my way to get a room ready for you, I will come back so that you can live where I am. You already know the way I am taking. And Thomas, one of his closest friends, said, we've no idea what you're going, where you're going. We have no idea. What are you on about? And Jesus said, I am the road and the truth and the life. If you really knew me, you would know my Father as well. So do not be worried.
That is very familiar. Both Anne and I sometimes have to take funerals for people that have died, and that's one of the readings that we often use at funerals, isn't it?
Absolutely. Well, and people really like it because it says actually, you know, Jesus has gone ahead of us and prepared a place where we will all be together again. And so that's really comforting. When we lose people we really love and we really miss them, it's nice to know that there is a place where we will once again all be together.
It
and
is.
they're safe.
And that place is with Jesus
Absolutely.
and God.
Yeah. So
It is a comforting reading, and I often wonder why people choose it for funerals, but it does, because it gives us hope that one day those people that we still miss,
yeah.
that we don't see anymore, that one
Yeah.
day we will be able to see them again.
And we can remember them with our memory candles and just spend time thinking about them, all that was good about them, but knowing that, you know, there is a better place for them.
And it can be sad sometimes.
Absolutely. It doesn't
It's
stop
nice
it being
to
sad,
remember.
but it's good to remember.
It is good, yes, but we are all in God's hands, aren't
Absolutely.
we? It
That's
is.
good. And that could be the leading to a song.
My favourite bit, the song. Now,
Oh, dear.
I was going to suggest that we stand up, but I think the camera's just about right. Can you do big wide?
I can not hit you.
Okay. Socially distanced, big wide, because that's what we're going to have to do. Now, you probably know this one, and Anne and I aren't going to use music this time, are we?
No, we're fine.
Because we really do enjoy our singing. So we're going to sing. Shall I just give them the chord?
Yeah.
He's got the whole world in his hands. 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 There you go.
You can do a solo. Much
I
better
could.
without me.
You're not getting out of it that easily.
Trats.
So we're going to do that.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do, he's got you and me sister.
Yep.
But then we don't want to leave the boys out. So he's
So
got
it's
you and me brother. And then he's got everybody with us.
Yeah.
We can't sing everyone here because that's just me and you.
Well,
Oh, and
and
Roxy.
Roxy.
Yeah.
she didn't join us on the sofa today.
You and, what was it we said? You've got
Everybody-
everybody with us.
Everybody with us.
Not that it makes any difference because I get the words wrong every time anyway.
Okay, so we're going to do
Are
this.
you all ready? And then we'll finish at the end with he's got the whole world in his hands again.
Okay. I'll follow you.
All right then. Let's go. He's got the whole world in his hands. 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 Ready? He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Ready? He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, In his hands, he's got the whole world in his hands.
Everybody with us.
He's got everybody with us. In his hands, he's got everybody with us. In his hands, he's got everybody with us. In his hands, he's got the whole world in his hands. Big finale. He's got the whole world in his hands. 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 I never get it right, do I? But I do enjoy myself. Now, you know that one, so you could probably be singing that one for the rest of today now. I know
Absolutely.
I will. Do you know the harvest one? I was still singing that harvest song. You've got to get out and scatter the seeds for weeks afterwards.
It was a good song.
It was an excellent
Even
song.
if you can't get the words right.
It was excellent.
And talking of that harvest, I see, look.
Yes.
There we
Anne has
are.
brought, so this one's mine, isn't
yeah,
it?
there we are.
Anne's just picked up my prayer tree, so we're going to add some prayers this week to mine, because last week we did to Anne's.
Yep.
So shall I hold it so everyone can see it, because it's just a little bit hidden. So
you're going to leave our prayers today, and I'm going to write them. So
I am. Yeah. So I think today we need to pray for all those people that we love and don't see anymore.
Okay.
That's really important. And you might, if you're doing it on your own prayer tree, want to put actual names on that prayer tree. So on one of my parcels I'm going to write the name Steve.
There we are.
Because it was about a year ago that I lost my dog Steve.
Let's
So
put
let's
Steve on
put
this. Shall we
Steve
put
on
this
there,
one?
because it doesn't have to be a person, and I did love little Stevie.
He
so
was gorgeous.
we'll put him on the tree
him
there.
there,
So we'll remember that. There we are.
There we are. Put that one up there.
And you know something else that we sometimes remember this year? We call them saints.
Okay.
You know, all those people that have done something like heroes almost like heroes in your stories. These are saints that are often people that have been real big followers of Jesus.
Yeah.
And because of that, they've been remembered for years and years afterwards. And if you look at the names of some of the churches around here, you've got a St Agnes.
I got St
haven't you?
Agnes.
And I've got a St Column. So lots of names of saints. And on the 1st of November, I know it's a bit of time away, but this is one of the reasons why we do remembering, because we call that All Saints Day. So remember saints and people that have done special things.
There we are.
Okay.
Saints on All Saints. There we
And
are.
something else I think that we'll just remember is people that we still live with, people that we still have with us, and how grateful we are for our families and our friends. So we'll remember those as well. What do you think? There, my prayer tree is starting to look nicely full, and we're going to leave these prayers on now and add to them week after week, just like Anne did last week with her green leaves. We're going to add different things on. Thank you, Anne. Anne's put some lovely hearts on my prayers today, and you're going to put that one
There
on
we are.
too. There we are. Okay.
There we go.
So we'll finish with our prayers. So let's just take a moment. Maybe you especially want to remember somebody that you love, or a pet that has died. So let's just give ourselves just a moment of real quiet, that we can just say that name in our heads or on our lips. Creator God, we thank you for all the people that we live with, for our families, our friends, our teachers, all those people that keep us fed and watered. And we thank you so much for those people that we don't see anymore, that they were part of our lives, for the people and pets that we have loved and lost, for friends we don't see anymore. And we pray and we hope that they are all together in that special place that you have created for them. And with that, Anne, I'm going to say a big thank you for all the saints that our churches are named after. And then a nice big
Amen.
Amen.
And we're we'll see you in 2 weeks' time when we're going to think about.
Oh, poppies and remembrance.
That's it.
Because not many places will have big remembrance parades and things this year, but it doesn't mean that we shouldn't keep remembering.
It's
does
so
it?
important that we do. We keep remembering.
So we'll do that next time.
We look forward to seeing you then.
And maybe Anne will do a nice poppy craft.
You never know.
See you then.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.